What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 15th day of August, and here we are, sitting at about 20476. Had a little bit of a move up. Yesterday, we found our low at about 00446. I do believe we're going lower, right? If today's any inclination to that at all, I mean, we went up a good bit, we came down a good bit. 7 hours, 17 minutes left in the day. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit 004 at the lowest, 0041, 0042, somewhere in that area, just a little bit lower, nothing too crazy, right? Really, I think what you've done is you just kind of back tested prior support here and prior resistance going back over here, right? Just finding resistance at those areas, and then you're going to come back down. If we're looking at this on a relative high to relative low basis here, you hit your 382. Very common when working your way down to just back test that 382 area. Look, you even got a double top right there, and you're breaking back below the 236. I'm very confident that we do take out this low. It doesn't mean that we have to. There's things we can do to validate this as a low as well, but I don't think we're going to do that. We'll see. Stochastics look bearish right now. MACD finally is starting to cross back down to the red side, and the RSI looks like it wants to go down as well. Most of your life is living below the 50. You get above the 50 for a very short amount of time. That was a nice move, but nothing out of the ordinary as far as this downtrend goes. So all those things look bearish. I would definitely expect that we go lower. The 4-hour RSI, you've got higher highs here in the RSI with lower highs in the price. That is hidden bearish divergence. That indicates that we probably continue the trend to the downside. Same thing with the stochastics. You have higher highs here with lower highs in the price. Hidden bearish divergence, rejecting the overbought zone, not a good look. Typically with the stochastics, you want to get into the oversold zone, into the overbought zone, but these rejections can imply at the least more consolidation, if not likely some lower prices. That's kind of my expectation at the moment. If we're looking at this from a relative low here to a relative high there, you've gone down, come back up to your golden ratio zone, found resistance, and now you're finally on your final trek down, probably over the coming days. It is Friday, so between now and the end of Sunday, I think over the coming days, you should see prices at about 0043 to 0039. Maybe you go to 0039. I personally don't expect that we go too much below 0041, but it could happen. 00413, that's kind of right at the area that I would expect us to go to, and even just a little bit below there. Looking at the MACD on the 4-hour time frame, kind of looks like you're around, not at, but around the bottoming point, but you could go a little bit lower, right? And that makes sense because you probably are around the bottoming point right here. Stochastics on the daily actually look kind of promising right now. 7 hours and 15 minutes left, setting you up for a move probably next week, right? Depending on how much you come down by the end of the day, though, that can definitely change the dynamic of the stochastics and promote it to be more bearish. But still, you've got to be at an area where you're near bouncing, right? RSI, same kind of idea. You're near that area, but not quite there. Let's get down to the 40, right around here. You've bounced off this 40 area a good bit of the time. It's an area that you find significance on time and time again, right? Just down in this area. So I think you're a little bit high, not a little bit high. You're just not low enough, let's say. So a little bit lower to go, and then you'll find support, and then you'll move up higher. MACD, come down, man. Come down over the next couple of days. Scoop the zero a little bit, right? You can even have a higher low above the zero. That's fine, and then turn this thing bullish going into next week and the end of the month, and you should see some fantastic growth between now and the end of August and going into September. By the end of August, we really could be at new all-time highs, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised in the least. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Soon enough, you'll be at new all-time highs. That's where I was, right? And the ultimate target destination that we have in mind, probably by the end of September, if not sometime in October, it could extend into October, would be something of about like 2 cents to 4.5 cents. Okay, somewhere in this zone here. I'm anticipating personally that we'll see 3 cents to 4.5 cents, right? It's the same old song and dance we've been singing to and dancing to for a while now. We're just waiting on it, right? Think about it like this. ZBCN, whenever you were moving up to your high here, you moved up at a good pace. Don't get me wrong. You had a retracement here. You moved up at a good pace. You found your low, moved up, had a fantastic bounce, and that was because it was a double bottom off of your all-time low, right? Double bottom off of that. So you had a very nice move. but you consolidated, you dilly-dallied, right around here, right? And then your fantastic move happened. Then the real big move happened, and that thing was eruptive, man. Absolutely. This is a nice move. You're finding support down here, right? Prior areas of resistance, kind of in an area that makes sense to find support, but you're dilly-dallying, right? You're spending a little bit of time. You're not moving at this same pace, not really even at this same pace. I guess kind of like this pace. It is more comparable to this section than it is to this section, what we're doing now, right? And here we are, right about the same. I would literally compare this, what we're doing now, with what we were doing back here. Yes, this is more of like a double top right at the high. This is a little bit lower. Yes, but still, it's the same thing. What's coming next, if you're patient, will be very similar to what we saw here, okay? Half the reason why that move was so bullish is because we broke out to new all-time highs. We're about to break out to new all-time highs now, and when we do that, you've got nothing holding you back. And we should see this thing, I think, over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Again, it could be in October, that we would be all the way up at about 2 cents to 4.5 cents. I'm thinking probably somewhere between 3 to 4.5 cents. And again, the pace that we're accustomed to right now, it's only going to get faster. So I'm addressing this not to get you excited, but actually to warn you, okay? Because we're creatures of habit as far as like thought goes, right? And right now, the thought might be, if you've been holding on to it this whole time, might be like, man, I could have sold up here. I could have sold up here and bought back down. Right here, oh, I could have sold here, I could have bought lower. Oh, I could have sold here, I could have bought lower. Whenever you get a move that's larger than any of these moves, you might get the bright idea to sell. Don't do it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but don't even think about taking profits until we're at least at 2 cents, man. At least there. And even then, maybe have some patience, right? There's nothing wrong with taking profits, okay? There is something wrong with taking profits, quote unquote, expecting the price to pull back, except it doesn't. It pumps more, and then you buy here, and then it pulls back, right? If you take profits, rotate it into something else or just sit on your hands. Take profits. Don't have them sidelined to just put back in at higher prices, right? Or better yet, alleviate any and all of that confusing stress and just wait for 2 cents or higher. I don't care how bullish it looks, man. There will be times where it pulls back. You'll move up to 1 cent psychological resistance and then pull back 20 to 30%. You'll be like, oh, I should have sold there. I knew it. And then 3 days will go by and you're like, I'm so glad I didn't sell. You know, like it. Just wait. Just be patient. Be patient. Big moves are coming. And again, as exciting as that is, it promotes this bright idea, because we're creatures of habit, this bright idea that, oh, I didn't take profits before. This move is bigger than any of the other ones. I should just take some profits now in case it comes back down. Screw that. That's just noise, okay? Wait. Just be patient. Just be patient. Selling and then buying lower is not a guaranteed outcome, okay? Holding until it gets to its target destination, still not guaranteed, but it's a lot more probable, okay? So be patient. Hit the like button, subscribe, buy the dip, hold the rip. You just might get to sell the tip. All right, take care. Bye-bye.